Hello students, welcome back to Shreya's classroom. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to it. In my videos, we will get line by line explanation of all the poems and stories from classes 9 to 12. Okay, so we were reading a story from class 10 from the book First Flight, 100 Dresses 2. Okay, and we have already completed part 1 of the story, part 1 of 100 Dresses 2. So today let's move on to the part 2 of the story. Okay, so let's get started. When the school was dismissed in the afternoon, Peggy said with pretended casualness, "Hey, let's go and see if that kid has left town or not." So after the school hour, after the school, Peggy says to Maddie that she wants to go to Vanda's place to find out whether they are still there or not. Okay. And with pretended casualness. She was saying all this with pretended casualness. So she was pretending as if she is very casual. Okay. She is doing all this casually. She has no other purpose. Okay. So Peggy had the same idea. Maddie glowed. Peg was really alright. So Maddie became very happy. Okay, because Maddie also, she was desperate. She wanted to meet Vanda at any cost. Okay, and now Peggy is ready to accompany her. So Maddie became very happy. She became extremely happy. The two girls hurried out of the building up the street towards Boggins Heights. So they set out for Boggins Heights. Okay. The part of town that wore such a forbidding air on this kind of a November afternoon, drizzly, damp and dismal. So it was the month of November. Okay, and Boggins Heights was a part of the town which was quite dirty. Forbidding air, forbidding means unwelcoming or unwanting. Okay, so a kind of unwelcoming or unwantedness prevail in the air of Boggins Heights. Okay, and the weather is like always very damp and wet because it drizzles all the time. Okay, and dismal means sad or hopeless. Okay, so this kind of weather suggests that a kind of sadness or hopelessness always prevail or always hover in the air of Boggins Heights. Okay. Well, at least, said Peggy gruffly. Gruffly means roughly, okay? I never did call her a foreigner or make fun of her name. So Peggy is saying that I have never insulted Vanda for her being an outsider or foreigner. Okay, because we all know Vanda was a foreigner. She was a Pole among the Americans. Okay. So now Peggy is saying that I have neither insulted Vanda for being an outsider nor I have ever made fun of her name. Okay. So here Peggy is trying to defend herself. I never thought she had the sense to know we were making fun of her anyway. So Peggy is saying that I thought she was too dumb to sense it, to realize that she was being made fun of by her classmates. Okay. I thought she was too dumb. So Peggy thought Vanda was completely a moron, a girl without brain, who won't be able to realize that she was being teased or she was being made fun of. Okay. And Gi means a kind of an expression of surprise. Look how she can draw. So now Peggy is saying to Maddie that look how beautifully she can draw. So she was never a dumb girl. I was wrong. She was never a moron. Okay. Maddie could say nothing. So Maddie had nothing to say. All she hoped was that they would find Vanda. So the only thing Maddie was wanting was that to find out Vanda. She wanted to meet Vanda at any cost. She wanted to tell her that they were sorry they had picked on her. So she wanted to meet Wanda and tell her that, they were really sorry about what they have done to her. Okay? And how wonderful the whole school thought she was. And she wanted to let her know that she was really a nice girl. She was really a wonderful girl. And the entire school thinks the same about her. Okay? And please not to move away and everybody would be nice. So she will request to Wanda also not to leave the town, not to leave the school. And they all will behave properly with her. They all will be nice with her. They won't ever be rude to her. Okay? She and Peggy would fight anybody who was not nice. And if anyone misbehaves with Wanda or maltreats Wanda, then Peggy and Maddie, they both will fight for her. Okay. The two girls hurried on. They hoped to get to the top of the hill before dark. So they were in hurry because they wanted to reach the top of the hill before it becomes dark. I think that's where the Petronsky live, said Maddie, pointing to a little white house. Okay, so finally they found a white house, a little white house, and they thought that was Wanda's house. Okay, wisp of old grass stuck up here and there along the pathway like thin kittens. Okay, so the path that leads to Wanda's house, that was grassy. And wisp of grass means bunch of old grass or pieces of old grass. Okay, piece of old grass or bunch of old grass. That was scattered on the pathway. Okay, and they were looking like thin kittens. The house and its sparse little yard looked shabby but clean. Okay, so the house and its yard, they were looking shabby. Shabby means dull or appearing old or something which is in bad condition, which is not properly maintained. Okay, but they were clean. Okay, it reminded Maddie of Wanda's one dress, her faded blue cotton dress, shabby but clean. Okay, so the appearance of the house reminds Maddie of Wanda's faded blue colored dress. Okay, that was also shabby but clean. Okay. There was not a sign of life about the house. Peggy knocked firmly on the door. Okay, so Peggy knocks firmly on the door, but it seems like there was no one inside the house. But there was no answer. Okay, so there was no reply. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. Still there was no answer. So they reached the backyard and knocked the back door also. But still there was no reply. Okay. There was no doubt about it. The Petronskys were gone. So it was quite obvious that the Petronskys were gone. They had left the town. How could they ever make amends? So now there is no way left for them to make amends or to make things right or to say sorry to Wanda. Okay, now they won't ever be able to meet Wanda. They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. So now they were returning home. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she is gone now, so what can we do? So now Peggy is saying that now Wanda is gone. She has left the town. So now there is nothing to do. Okay, what can we do about this? Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. Okay. So So it is not clear anywhere, I mean till now it is not clear that whether Peggy was also guilty or not like Maddie, but she was continuously trying to defend herself. She was trying to justify her act. Okay, now she is saying that it is just because I asked her about how many dresses she had, and when she was describing about her dresses, then she got the idea for her drawings. Okay, it is me who helped her to get ideas for her drawings. Okay, otherwise it was not possible for her to win the contest. Okay, she might not even have won the contest otherwise. Okay. Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, for if there were anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. Okay, so Maddie did not pay any heed to, she did not pay any attention to Peggy's words. Okay, she did not agree with Peggy that for Peggy, Wanda had won the competition. Okay, but that night she could not get to sleep. Okay, so that night Maddie could not sleep properly. She thought about Wanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in. Okay, so the memories of Wanda were haunting Maddie. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made, all lined up in the classroom. And Maddie was thinking about those 100 dresses, okay, made by Wanda. And they all were very bright and beautiful. At last, Maddie sat up in bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. Okay, so at last Maddie got up and she sat on her bed and she pressed her forehead. Okay, and she started thinking about something. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. Okay, so she really thought hard, and after a long time, she reached a conclusion. Okay, she found a resolution. Okay. She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone because they were funny looking or because they had strange names, she would speak up. Okay, so Maddie took a decision. What was that? In Wanda's time, when Wanda was being asked by Peggy about the number of her dresses, then Maddie was standing silently. Okay, she said nothing in favor of Wanda. But now she took a decision that from now on, if any of her classmates teases anybody just for her funny look or for her funny name, then she will definitely protest. Maddie will definitely protest. She will definitely speak up. Okay, this time she won't be silent. Okay. Even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. Okay, and for this, she is ready to lose Peggy's friendship. Okay, but she will no more accompany Peggy if she teases anybody. Okay. She had no way of making things right with Wanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. So now there is no way left for her to say sorry to Wanda, to rectify her mistake. But from now on, she won't allow her classmates to impose the same unkind or unfair treatment on anybody. Okay, she won't let them to victimize anyone. Okay. Okay, so this much for today. In the next class, we'll complete the story. In the next video, we'll complete the story. And if you enjoy my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you.